Well, hey everybody, thanks for pressing play. Hey look, today in the mail we received a real nice assorted bag of strike indicators in various sizes from Phil Ridley at Flycraft Angling Adventures, and this is a good time to talk about strike indicators. There's 100 different selections on the market, but one of these really makes sense, and that's Phil's slip indicator. There's stick versions, stick-on, poly yarn, there's a fill type, a corky type where you can apply a stick, but these really make sense. They have for a while. Some of you may already be using them, some of you may not be, but this is definitely something you want to look into buying. I'll show you the reason why. There's a few different sizes and colors, and there's also 2 shapes to choose from. These are really nice to work with in all different applications. In still waters, chironomid fishing at selective depths, balanced leech fishing at selective depths with different wind conditions, and of course moving water where there's all different applications for nymph fishing and also vertical drifting presentations that you want to have at a calculated depth. The sizes vary. This is the smallest size here, which probably looks big in the camera and wide. That's the small tapered. Then there's a medium as well, which probably looks a little bigger, and then large, and then there's also an extra large, which I said to Phil I don't need, which I regret, because after some conversations with Phil today, he told me about some great applications to use these, which I never even thought of, which is completely angler smart. The extra large ball, which is a little larger than this taper that I have here, which is the large here, is one size up. Now, I always thought, that's going to be really tough to throw. There's going to be a lot of air drag in the cast. It's big, but that's not the reason. The reason for such an extra large indicator, there's 2 good reasons. One is if you have poor eyesight. Let's face it, not everybody has 20/20. So having a large indicator out there, that's going to help. But the cool part is using a large indicator because it grabs more in the waves. So for balanced leech applications where you're looking for extra movement in your flies, or as well loop knotted chironomids in still water, a large indicator makes total sense. It's maybe not for everybody. It's not the easiest to turn over, but when you do have a foot chop, think of how much more that's going to pull your presentation up and down. So something to totally think about. And also another conversation which we had, which I learned as well, is the green. I've never been a fan of the green. I have always chosen bright orange and bright yellow. Well, the green has a smart application in gin clear waters, shallow waters, where from above, something in a small tapered or a small ball presentation is going to have less bright qualities for spooky fish, overhead sun, total clear visibility, which completely makes sense. So I've got these set up here, and I'm going to kind of show quickly, and then I'll also have a zoom in version why these are so great. Something to remember 100% of the time when you're rigging these for fly fishing is you do not want to have the spigot or the small stick or the pin, there's a whole bunch of names for it, on your fly line side. The reason why is when your line is in its final loop or a loop in your false cast, just having that sticking out a bit can grab the line and cause a frustrating knot. I went over this a long time ago in a Killing Chironomids video, but I can't stress it enough. So taking the time to set them up right is key. Second is setting up a taper. So if you have a look at this guy, this is tapered. So what you do want is like a float fishing in the rivers or such. You want the tapered end of that indicator down and the bubbly, thicker part facing towards you. So this is a prime setup here. This has got the weight of the stick or the pin helping your presentation sink. It's got a taper, so of course it's going to jump with more sensitivity, and you're not going to have that turnover mess or loops around it when you cast. So remember those things when you're using these indicators. I'm gonna zoom in closer and show you why they're so cool about the slip factor. So again, thanks for pressing play, and I hope you enjoyed some of this, and hopefully it helps you out there on the water. Thanks, take care.